Hi, this is a reading for the new moon in Taurus on April 23rd. So let's go. So we can see that last lunar cycle we were asked to um, pause. There was this pause that we just we had to stop. We were asked to stop, and that it's been really sometimes really uncomfortable because it's like standing in between two two things, um and not she has a blindfold, so it's standing in between two things and feeling vulnerable and not knowing what to do, and where to go, and I mean, and not even um, being able to, because um, not being not being able to take action, and just having to stand there and not knowing what's coming, and all this really forced us to be inward and really reconnect with our inner self and our inner wisdom, and that's really what we've been learning, to connect with this inner wisdom, and also yeah, because by not going outside, then really connect with the our inner world. So that's been a big lesson the past lunar cycle, and we also had a lot of inspiration and fire, and that was Aries season. It's new beginnings, fire, energy, impulse, and passion, and insights. And so we had a lot of ideas and creativity, and really wanting to like being very passionate about all things, all that is possible. And we also had a lot of expansion, yeah, like changing perspective, having a new understanding of life, of things, of um, the expansion of the mind, and of what's possible and what can be created. And so that, and now this lunar cycle, we're beginning the process of mastering um, all this information and these ideas that we had, and it's the mastery over the mind, the intellect, and our thoughts, and how to organize our thoughts so that we can manifest what we want to create in the physical world. And we can see that the King of Swords is kind of like diving into this card, which is the Earth Guardian. And so it's all about being rooted and grounded, and this earth energy, which is totally what this lunar cycle is about, because it's Taurus season. So it's really about the earth, planting seeds, watching them grow, and seeing all this new life, this these seeds that are growing. And So yeah, it's a cycle that's really gonna help us to take the first steps towards manifesting our projects, ideas into in the world, in the in the physical world. So that's very exciting. And we got the sun, which is really about success and hope and warmth, and it's also about expansion and vitality. And it's here to say, okay, there's a life after quarantine. It's not gonna be like this forever. And even if sometimes it can be very dark and scary, and so many people have a lot of fears coming up, and insecurity and worries, but there is always, there is hope. We are guided. We have the star, which is a very beautiful protective card, and it's really about protection and guidance, and that we're doing our best on our path, and it's also a reminder to be gentle with ourselves and our bodies, and really taking care of our bodies and ourselves right now, because it's really stressful times, and we really want to have self-love and compassion, and just making sure that we're taking care of ourselves. And we also have the guardian angel feather. You are not alone. And this is something that for people living alone right now, it's sometimes it can be very quite overwhelming, because you don't see anyone right now, and if you're living alone. So it's just a reminder that it's gonna pass. It's not gonna be like that forever, and truly we're never alone, and we are always well guided and protected, and it's all good, even if sometimes it doesn't feel good. We also have the devil reversed, and the devil is really the devil is guiding us, like in this deep dive into our inner world and our shadow, and things that we don't want to go there, and we don't, because we don't have to. But right now, because we don't have so much to distract us, and it's a time where we have access to these really, like, these creepy parts of ourselves that we like to ignore. But right now, they are just coming up, or we are diving deep into those parts, and it can be quite scary. And the devil is really here with us to cast light on those parts, and like illuminating them, and helping us to see them, so they are revealed, and then we know, and that's actually a really good thing, because then when it's when those dark shadows are revealed, when we know about them consciously, then we really, it's the first step to then begin the healing process, and just freeing those energies and those parts, and transforming. And it's not easy, and it's scary, and but it's a really beautiful work. And so then we can have more space for joy and happiness and expansion and love. So it's yeah, the devil is a good guide for that. And then at the bottom we have this card, which is all about hitting the bottom of the bottom. Relax the hold of darkness and be at cause. So it's really a card about, okay, I hit the bottom, now what do I do? Like, it's all dark and scary around me, and I feel lost, and this is really uncomfortable. Well, this card is telling us that when you find a way to relax when you're at the bottom and in the dark, and you connect with yourself and with your light, with your inner light, then it's a way to well, being at the bottom of despair is actually a really good way to connect with your light. And because that's the law, like that's just how this world works. It's a world of like duality and polarity, and darkness and light work together. They are not against each other. It's just they are working. They are both allies to us. And so connecting with the darkness is a really good way to connecting with the light, because it's all the same anyways, and it's hard for us to understand that with our human minds. But in the end, dark and light, it's the same. And so when you connect with the dark, you connect with the light, and that's a really good way to realize that it's when you're in this very dark place, and because it will help you connect with your light and expand and feel more free and act from this place. Act with being very precise with what you want and where you're going. That's what we are learning right now. This whole situation is giving us more clarity about ourselves and what we want and what we don't want, and yeah, focusing on what works for us and leaving the rest. And then we have the energies that we are welcoming, that are coming in this lunar cycle, that there are new energies coming. And we have the broken arrow, embrace the energy of peace. So it's really, things are gonna things are gonna flow better. There's an ease that is coming, a sense of peace, and softening the edges. And we also have the High Priest, intend and create, and this is really good for it's an energy that is gonna really help us ground ourselves and taking the steps towards manifesting our dreams and our visions into the earthly plane. And the same with the King of Swords. These energies are working together to help us integrate and grow and create, manifest. We have the Six of Swords, and this is really telling us about acceptance of things the way they are. Sometimes we wish we would be somewhere else or do something else, and this card is telling us that there are rhythms that need to be respected, and sometimes we want things to go faster or be different, but it's really important to accept things as they are. Because there are many things that we can change, but there are things that we cannot change or that take time, and so it's really about surrendering to the things that we cannot change yet, or that we cannot change at all, and just finding peace with that. And finding peace. And we have the Queen of Pentacles, which is totally Taurus-like. It's really, it's all about pleasure and enjoying earthly beauty and smells and music and good food and getting comfy, and it's an invitation to seal the prosperity, the bounty in your life, and to really enjoy the simple joys of life, and feeling this connection with the earth and nature, prosperity. And then we have the heart, center and ground. Be in your heart-centered. That's really important right now. Connecting with the heart. And growing roots. We also have the defying gravity, Reishi. Which is all, it's about also being centered, being grounded, growing roots, transformation. Roots are very important this cycle. Okay, well, I think that's all. Thank you so much for listening, and see you soon. Bye.